Hey AMC fans, this is Jordan and welcome to this week's show. We have a lot to talk about today, including a special tickets on sale announcement, getting you prepared for Best Picture Showcase this weekend, and we're breaking down the movies opening at AMC theaters tonight. We're talking about Annihilation, Everyday, and Game Night.
Wait a minute, game night? I think I came prepared. I've got some Monopoly, Sorry, Uno.
No. We're talking about the movie Game Night, Sergio.
You know what? I got one better for you. Hold on a second. How about we play a game with all of you and give out some movie swag, game night swag?
You know what? That's a great idea, Sergio. Stay tuned because we're giving this away. Welcome to AMC's Thursday Ticket. Hey everyone, thanks for joining us this afternoon. Like I said, I'm Jordan.
And I'm Sergio, and we are so excited that you're here with us. Thank you for taking time out of your Thursday to spend it with us talking about movies. And if you tuned in last week and heard Hank and Alicia talk about that little movie Black Panther, you would know that Black Panther has been the rave in Hollywood. I mean, I'm here sporting the Black Panther gear because I absolutely love that movie. And let's talk some Black Panther news.
Yeah, so this weekend proved that T'Challa is king of Wakanda and the box office. Let's go over some of the records that this film broke during its historic opening weekend.
Let's do it.
So it had the 5th highest opening weekend of all time, surpassing $200 million. The movies before that, number 4, The Avengers, number 3, Jurassic World, which should be interesting because Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom.
Coming out in a few months.
Yeah. Number 2, Star Wars The Last Jedi, and number 1, Star Wars The Force Awakens. Black Panther's in good company with those movies.
Oh, big deal, yeah. And Black Panther not only did that, it also broke the highest weekend opening of any movie in the month of February. The movie that held that record last was Deadpool, another comic book movie.
Black Panther earned an rare A-plus cinema score, and cinema score is the polling that happens, the audience polling that happens after the film, and it's only the second superhero film to earn that rare of a grade. The first one was The Avengers.
And it should be noted that although Black Panther broke all these box office milestones and records, it also broke a bunch of AMC records too. Most notably, the movie made the most money at over 150 locations in our circuit, beating out movies like Star Wars The Force Awakens. So at 150 plus AMC theaters, Black Panther reigned supreme, number 1.
Long live the king.
Indeed.
Did you see the movie? Let us know in the comments. If you haven't, definitely check it out because audiences across the country are falling in love with the movie. Now, Sergio, you and I have both seen the movie. I've seen it 4 times and counting, which is not an exaggeration.
I mean, you got my 3 beat, so good
It might
deal.
be 5th. It might be a 5 after this weekend. But who was your favorite character if you have seen the movie? And mine was Michael B. Jordan's Killmonger. I thought he was such a real, grounded villain and one of Marvel's best that we've seen so far.
Agree.
And Black Panther marked another collaboration between him and director Ryan Coogler, and they're actually teaming up for his next movie, which is called Wrong Answer. It's about the Atlanta public school cheating scandal, which happened in 2009. So this will be a 4th collaboration between Michael B. Jordan and Ryan Coogler.
And as mentioned last week, this being their 4th, this next one being their 4th,
Yeah.
I mean, they were together in Fruitvale Station, then Creed, Panther now. I mean, you're batting 100%. And it's really cool to see how directors, similar to like Chris Nolan, how you like to use the same actors, well, they have this harmony and they just mesh so well together that they are able to pump out these movies that people are really connecting to.
Yeah, and there's some other Hollywood news going on
big
as well.
Deal. Exactly. So, a major casting announcement has been made. Deadline reported on it a couple days ago. So, Warner Brothers last September released this little horror movie called It, and it broke some records, I'd say.
Yeah, it's the highest grossing horror film of all time, and the first movie split up the book into 2 parts. So the first movie was about the children, and now the sequel, which comes out in September of 2019, is about those children now as adults.
So now listen to this story, right? So the child stars of the film suggested some names of celebrities that they would like to have portray them in the sequel. And in that list, here are the names: Christian Bale, Bill Hader, Jake Gyllenhaal, Joseph Gordon-Levitt, Chris Pratt, Chadwick Boseman, and Jessica Chastain. Now, true story, this is the deal. So Deadline reported that Jessica Chastain is right now in negotiations to play the role of Beverly in the sequel. How mind-blowing is it that these kids said, oh, I want these people to play my roles, and now we've got one of them that's actually in negotiations.
Well, who they picked, I hope that ends up being true, because that cast was incredible.
It'd be ridiculous. It'd be awesome.
It Chapter 2 opens in AMC theaters September of 2019, but there are movies coming out tonight, so let's get to your open weekend movie guide. The first film we're talking about today is Game Night, starring Jason Bateman and Rachel McAdams. It's about the insanity and hilarity that ensues when a group of friends' weekly game night turns into a real-life murder mystery. And they have to determine what is part of the game and what is reality.
And you're talking games, figuring out who's who did what, what's reality, what's not. I mean, all that stuff takes me back to when I was a kid, and I remember watching Clue and being like, oh my God, who murdered Mr. Purple with this and that? I mean, it's just, I'm excited for it. It looks really funny.
And Jason Bateman and Rachel McAdams returning to the comedy genre. And you know what, Sergio? I think it's time for our first prize pack giveaway.
Let's do it, giving it away. So, for a chance to win a Game Night t-shirt and a Game Night scoreboard, you're going to have to
let us know in the comments 3 Rachel McAdams movies. We're going to pick a winner at the end of the show, and you could win that.
Get the prize pack. Get your answers in.
Yeah, and joining her is Jason Bateman, who is hilarious, and there's such a winning team behind this movie. And like you said, it kind of is like a modern day Clue.
Kind of brings you back, I'm telling you.
Yeah, it's an original story, and it's you're trying to figure out who killed who, and it's if you're looking for a laugh, Game Night is certainly the movie to see this weekend.
And the movie has been rated 81% Rotten Tomatoes, which is great for a movie in the genre and stuff. And when you look at the cast, I mean, you're going to go tonight, Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday night. You're going to come out of there laughing. You're going to come out and there's such a good mood because you got an all-star cast of comedians.
Yeah, and actually the people making the movie, John Francis Daley and Jonathan Goldstein, are the directors of this movie, but they also wrote the screenplay of a summer blockbuster this past year, and let's do another giveaway.
Let's do it again. If you want to win the prize pack.
What was the movie that the Game Night directors wrote? We'll give you a hint. It is a Marvel movie. Again, we'll pick the winners at the end of the show. But for now, let's watch the trailer for Game Night.
Tonight, we're gonna take Game Night up a notch. It's a murder mystery party.
Yes! Oh no, he died!
I'm about to burn this door down.
You're gonna light a fire in a windowless room that we're trapped in.
Huh? What the? Oh, there's so much blood. You're gonna have to take the bullet out.
A squeaky toy.
For the pain.
Game Night, rated R, February 23rd.
So Game Night is not the only movie opening in theaters tonight. We've also have Annihilation. Now, Natalie Portman stars in the movie, and after her husband mysteriously reappears, she, along with another 4 scientists, come together to figure out why it is that no one comes out alive after stepping foot into this otherworldly phenomenon known as the Shimmer. Now, we had the opportunity to sit down and talk with some of the cast members and listen to what they had to say about their characters and their purpose and what they did to come together to figure out things. Let's listen to what they had to say in this clip.
Can you describe its form?
No.
Start from the beginning.
I think that Alex wrote some really dynamic characters because that's what humans are. It's a really great reflection of 5 different personalities.
Every character in the film has their own journey and their own desire to go into the Shimmer.
These women are real people. They're all scientists. They all have this sort of backgrounds that give them the courage to take a sort of suicide mission because they're going into this phenomenon that is killing everyone that goes in.
I need to know what's inside. I could save him.
So Annihilation is written and directed by Alex Garland. This is his second movie directing. His first one was the 2015 original sci-fi film Ex Machina, which is fantastic, starring Donald Gleason, Oscar Isaac, and Alicia Vikander. And while this film, Annihilation, isn't it feels original in the sense of that we haven't seen anything like it before on the big screen. It's this, sci-fi, horror, thriller, suspense film, but it's actually based on a series of books, the Southern Reach trilogy, written by Jeff Vandermeer.
And and funny story about Jeff Vandermeer, I read that the inspiration to the books and the inspiration to the animals and vegetation used in his stories came by way of a 14-mile hike that he took while he was traveling a wildlife refuge down in Florida. And I mean, I can't even begin to imagine what he may have seen to spawn all the creatures and things that exist in his books, which were translated into the movie, because that must have been some wild hike.
Yeah, that sounds like a hike I want no part of. I mean, you look at the trailer, and if that hike inspired the story, you're seeing these mutated hybrid animal monsters.
You've got like grizzly monster bears and all kinds of nuts.
The plants are killing people. You see Tessa Thompson kind of get sucked into this house. So I'm all for a good exercise, but that hike, don't want anything to do with it.
And you know what? Speaking of Tessa Thompson, boy, this movie, has it done a job about creating such a powerful female impact in the movie industry. I mean, this movie is all about women and them coming together to figure things out. And I got to tell you, what the cast that is in it: Tessa Thompson, Natalie Portman, Jennifer Jason Leigh,
Gina Rodriguez, and we spoke to them and they talked about their dynamic but flawed characters. But it is a very female-driven story as they all go into the Shimmer together. But Sergio, the comic book nerd in me notice something. There's a little bit of a Thor love triangle in this movie.
I would totally agree. So we all know that Natalie Portman starred in Thor's 1 and 2 as Chris Hemsworth's love interest. And then in Thor Ragnarok, you've got Tessa Thompson, the Valkyrie, who also may be some kind of love interest. So I wonder what that was like, because there must have been some kind of love triangle going on there.
Or if they brought it up on set. But there's another movie opening at AMC theaters tonight. Sergio, tell us about Every Day.
So Every Day is a film that's being released by Orion Pictures. Now, for those of you that are familiar with Orion, some of you may not, because the studio hasn't released movies since the late 90s. But back in the 80s and 90s, when the studio was at its prime, they released movies like RoboCop, The Terminator, Dances with Wolves, Silence with the Lambs, even Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. Okay, so the studio is now back with their very first release. We've got an exclusive clip of the feature and the author of Every Day talking about the movie. Let's check that one out.
Hey AMC fans, I'm David Levithan, the author of Every Day. I'm really excited for you to see this exclusive sneak peek of the movie Every Day. So please order your tickets and go see it when it's in theaters on February 23rd.
I'm in love with someone who wakes up in a different body every day.
Save your life! Save your life! All right, come on!
You have a nice smile.
Story checks out. Good job, Cookie.
Bad job, Cookie. It's not a fortune.
It's not?
No, a fortune would be you will have a nice smile because a fortune is supposed to tell you the future.
Or something you don't already know. Like that you have a nice smile.
Now, we all know that AMC Theaters doesn't only cater to movies to the mainstream audience. We also have movies that are more for the independent audience that likes to see those films. And over the last few shows, we've been talking about some of the Best Picture nominated titles. The first show we mentioned 3 movies. The second show we mentioned another 3. And then to tie it all together, today we're going to mention the last 3, which are The Darkest Hour, Dunkirk, and The Post. So with that, let's get you started with the AMC Independent Spotlight. Nominated for 6 Academy Awards, we have Darkest Hour. Now, this film chronicles the story of Winston Churchill when he was first appointed prime minister and had to deal with the potential of an impending German invasion. All the while, 300,000 of their troops were stranded on the beaches of Dunkirk.
And playing Winston Churchill is Gary Oldman. I remember when first watching that trailer, I knew that Gary Oldman was involved with this movie, but I'm watching the trailer, I'm like, where's Gary Oldman? I mean, the transformation, that does not look like Gary Oldman at all.
Hence the nomination for Best Makeup, because agreed, the transformation from him to that, I mean, he is Winston Churchill. There is no doubt about it.
Yeah, between the makeup and the acting, and it makes sense that he is nominated for Best Actor and the favorite to take home the statue on Oscar Sunday, March 4th. And Sergio, you said the getting those men home from the beaches of Dunkirk. That leads us into our next movie, which is Dunkirk. Yeah. The summer blockbuster is nominated for 8 Academy Awards, and it tells the story of that Dunkirk evacuation through 3 different perspectives: land, sea, and air.
Yeah, and you know what? We have gotten a lot of Dunkirk over the last last year and a half, in fact. Yeah. We had a movie that was their finest, which was a movie about the making of a movie about Dunkirk. Then we had Dunkirk. Now we've got Darkest Hour. I mean, I think we've all gotten our history lesson on British culture because we've been Dunkirked out.
We should be Dunkirk experts.
Yeah, indeed,
by now.
indeed.
Yeah. And Dunkirk is directed by Christopher Nolan, and he's nominated for Best Director. And this is his first time getting a nomination, which is great because you look at the movies that it's about time.
A long time coming. Kudos to him, man, because he is a master filmmaker. I mean, he's made your Inceptions, your Dark Knights.
Yeah, absolutely. And the next film we're talking about is also based on a true story, The Post.
Now, this movie has been nominated for 2 Academy Awards and stars Meryl Streep. It's the story of Katharine Graham, who's the publisher of the Washington Post, and she's faced with a huge decision, a decision to decide whether or not she's going to post these government top secret documents that could turn America on its back. I mean, there's so much conspiracy, things that are being hid under the rug. What is Katharine Graham going to do?
And playing Katharine Graham is Meryl Streep, who is nominated for her 21st Oscar.
Yeah, huge.
I mean, I feel like when Meryl Streep shows up on set for a movie, like her Oscar nomination's just there waiting for her.
Yeah, you almost know that when she's in Mamma Mia 2, oh, there is an Oscar nomination.
Yeah, and joining her in this film is Tom Hanks, and it's directed by Steven Spielberg. And what a winning trifecta that is.
Tell me about it.
And when you get those people working together, you get a great movie like The Post.
And who doesn't love Steven Spielberg? I mean, he is a master storyteller. I love him to death, and I can't wait for his next project, Ready Player One, which is coming out end of March.
Yeah.
I mean, so get ready. If you haven't seen this movie, go see it. I went to see it with my wife, and she couldn't stop raving about it. She walked out of there so excited about Meryl Streep, and yeah, she did it. She did it. So go out there and catch it.
Sergio's wife is a fan.
Yes.
So those are the 3 final Best Picture nominated films, and we actually have a quick refresher on all 9 nominees.
You may think that thing looks human. Stands on 2 legs, right?
I'd do anything to catch your daughter's killer. I don't think those billboards is very fair.
Time it took you to get out here whining like a bitch, Willoughby. Some other poor girl's probably out there being butchered right now.
Get out!
Sink into the floor.
There's too many white people, I get nervous.
You should just go to City College. With your work ethic, just go to City College and then to jail, and then back to City College, and then maybe you'd learn to pull yourself up and not expect everybody to do everything.
I'm not going back. If we go, they will die.
Turn it around! You ask what is our aim? Victory at all costs.
You're suggesting we're somehow winning.
Is it true we're in full retreat?
The Times has 7,000 pages detailing how the White House has been lying about the Vietnam War for 30 years.
Nature has cunning ways of finding our weakest spot.
What precisely is the nature of my game? All your rules and your clothes and all this money and everything is okay.
This was an ambush. Stop. Are you sent here to ruin my evening and possibly my entire life?
Stop it!
So you can see those nominated films back to back at our Best Picture Showcase. Day one of our 2-day marathon is this Saturday. And this event is a yearly tradition for AMC. And my favorite thing about this is the people. Every year you have the veterans, people who have shown up to Best Picture Showcase every year. And then you also have the newcomers. This is their first time. And I don't know, it's such a communal experience, these people coming together, and it's the ultimate movie marathon, watching these movies back to back on the big screen before Oscar Sunday.
And you know, it's interesting, you say communal, because it is. I mean, the moment you walk into one of those auditoriums and you see the 100 to 200 people sitting there who are going to sit there and experience that, go through this journey, which is by no short means 12, 13, 14, sometimes 24 hours. So we've decided to get some kind of survival guide together for you, for those that are attending for the first time or those that have been obviously people who have enjoyed it in the past.
Yeah.
So let's get right into it. The very first ticket on the agenda is make sure you wear some comfy clothes. Bring a pillow. You're going to be there for a number of hours. You're going to want to make sure you're in the comfiest. I mean, it's not uncommon. There have been people that go in there in pajamas, that go, I mean, I don't know.
There's no judgment at Best Picture Showcase at all.
They're Hello Kitty little pants and stuff. But
was that you? Was that you,
no,
Sergio?
That was not me. No, the Ninja Turtles. Anyway, so come in your comfy clothes. Number 2 would be?
Because you're there for a number of hours, you want to stay energized. Hit up the concession stand with your popcorn, your candy, your fountain drinks, and power through each movie at the concession stand.
And then the very last thing, and probably the most important thing, is make sure you show up with your AMC Stubs membership. There is nothing like being an AMC Stubs member. There's so many perks and rewards. I mean, talk to me about some of them.
Yeah, and if you purchase tickets to Best Picture Showcase, you get bonus bucks loaded onto your card, which can go to must-have number 2, your popcorn and your snacks.
Yes, and don't forget, as an AMC Premier member, you get to enjoy the perks of not waiting on the regular concession stand line, because you know when everybody walks out of that theater, there are going to be 80, 90, 100 people that are going to hit at the concession stand. You can get your own private concession stand line with the gold ropes, VIP treatment, so that you don't have to wait. Take advantage. Go get your AMC Stubs Premier membership as soon as you can.
That's a great perk for our Premier members. And if you are on the fence about Best Picture Showcase, tickets are still available. You can learn more about the different experiences, whether it's the 2-day marathon, which starts this Saturday, or the 24-hour marathon. You can go to amctheaters.com/BPS to learn more and get your tickets.
So, earlier in the show, Jordan made mention of an AMC special announcement, a tickets on sale date for a pretty big movie. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and kick it over to Kaylee, who's going to tell you all about it. Kaylee?
Hi everyone, thanks for joining me. So we've been hearing you guys on our social channels mention how excited you are about the release of A Wrinkle in Time. And on March 9th, you're going to be able to see it at an AMC theater near you. However, starting right now, starting today, you guys can go and get your tickets for A Wrinkle in Time. So in the meantime, while we're waiting for the movie to release, we sat down with the talented director, Ava DuVernay. To check out our exclusive interview, go to amctheaters.com and look for the promo at the top of the page. All right, guys, so we have a message from somebody oh so special. I cannot wait for you guys to see it. Let's check it out.
Hi, AMC moviegoers. Oprah Winfrey here, letting you know you don't have to travel across the galaxy to see Disney's A Wrinkle in Time on March 9th.
Perfect.
Grab your tickets today.
Let's go.
Thanks, Oprah. So whether you guys have read the book, you love Ava DuVernay, or you're an Oprah superfan, this movie has something for all of us. So as we've mentioned multiple times, tickets are on sale right now. So go to amctheaters.com or our AMC mobile app to get them and get ready to time travel. Back to you guys.
Sergio, how cool is that hearing from Oprah? And you know, if Oprah says to get your tickets,
you probably should go get those tickets.
But you know what? We gave away some game night prizes earlier in the show, and let's now choose our winners.
Let's figure it out. Who's going to take away the t-shirt and the scorecard?
So, who guessed the movie was Spider-Man Homecoming. The directors of Game Night wrote Spider-Man Homecoming, and Robert from YouTube is our first winner.
Way to go, Robert. That wasn't an easy one to get.
Yeah,
so
you're
good
going
job.
home with this. We'll get in
Nice.
contact with you after the show. And the 3 Rachel McAdams movies, we have Ralph Laney. The movies that he chose were, or that he selected, was The Notebook, The Time Traveler's Wife, and Doctor Strange. Congratulations, Ralph. You are another winner.
Great job. Congratulations. We'll get these to you as soon as possible.
Yeah. And Sergio, there are some great movies coming out this weekend, whether it's the 3 movies that we talked about, the Best Picture nominated films, or if you're seeing Black Panther for the first time or the 5th, 6th time.
But don't forget to visit our website, amctheaters.com, to purchase those tickets, especially for the movies coming out this evening. Get your weekend planned out. That's what we're here for. That's what the show's for. So buy your tickets for Annihilation, Game Night, Every Day, tonight.
Black Panther.
Black Panther, yes, hello, number 1. Black Panther.
And join the conversation with us on social media. We are on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and Snapchat at AMC Theaters.
Don't forget to tune in next week. Same time, same place. We are going to be discussing next week's openers, Death Wish,
Red Sparrow, and we're also giving our Oscar predictions ahead of Oscar Sunday, March 4th. But until next time, we will see you
at the movies.